Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. A popular place within the city is the Boston Commons. The Commons was established in 1634 and is America's oldest public park. But don't be fooled by the park's beautiful monuments, enjoyable celebrations, and gatherings held in this innocent-looking attraction. The Commons was once the site for puritanical punishments for over 100 years. There is a tree known as the Great Elm, and it was used to hang accused witches, murderers, and pirates. Anne Goody Glover, accused of witchcraft, was hung in 1688. A pirate named Rachel Wall was also hung in 1789. Captured natives from King Philip's War were also hung, along with many others. Another particular area in the park is the Central Burying Grounds. People who visit the cemetery witness shadows dancing behind the stones. But this cemetery isn't the only place to find bodies of the deceased. There are more than 1,000 human remains buried underneath the grounds of this park alone. Women dressed in Victorian-era clothing have been spotted in the park and disappear if approached by the living. So here we are at the Great Elm. The original tree is not here. I don't know if they planted this one in its place, but we're in the spot where all the hangings took place back in the day.
How many spirits are out here tonight with us?
Not close to the tree.
They're here 6 or 7. How many people have been hung here?
Rachel Wall, are you out here with us tonight? I'm hearing a lot of things. Anne Goody Glover, can you say anything?
Anne, were you really a witch?
Reminds me of the story of Anne Cobb, actually.
Yeah, it does really.
Oh, meter's going off right here.
Oh wow, yeah, oh yeah, that thing was going nuts.
Hello?
That thing will pick up a spirit. Will come on as a shadow.
Can you show yourself?
Can you show yourself to us?
We're not going to hurt you, we just have a lot of questions. Can you make this device go off again? Can you touch it? It's fluctuating. It's spiking. Not that high, but it is spiking. It's spiking right here. Wow. Can you touch this? It's right here by this tree. I'm sorry, what happened to you?
Are you souls are in a better place now?
Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it spiking over here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Seemed like it was just right over here.
Right here. Now it's not spiking.
Come close to that tree. Yes, he said it's closer to the tree where.
Yeah, but this ain't the original tree, but if they're stuck in purgatory, then they might not know that. This might resemble the tree they were hung from.
How many souls are out here with us tonight?
Rachel, are you with your husband on the other side?
Are you with George? George actually convinced her to leave Pennsylvania and come to Boston, where she became a pirate.
Oh, she was a pirate?
She became a pirate after, yeah.
That must have been cool, being a pirate. Rachel, how old were you when you passed? Rachel, did your husband George force you to become a pirate? I hear ya.
I hear a lot of voices, and a lot of people were actually hung here in this area. Yeah. Can you tell us where you're at? Can you lead us to your direction? Are we going the right way?
Rachel, where are you right now?
Rachel, do you feel more comfortable maybe talking with a female?
Rachel, did George force you to be a pirate? Is this Rachel or Ian trying to talk?
Could be both.
Can just one talk at a time? My name is Harry. Can you tell me your name? Well, the meter isn't spiking anymore over here. It's not spiking anymore now. So we're gonna go check out the gravesite. See what we can come up with.
This place is crawling with rats. I just saw another one go by.
I know, since we came in here, we saw like 3 rats.
No, that was the fourth one I seen.
Oh, it was the third one I seen.
Well, you stepped on one.
Yeah, I did actually step on one when I first came in here. Oh, there goes another rat.
Yeah, 2 of them. 3.
Oh, yeah. Now, people enjoying this park, going for strolls, have seen apparitions dressed in Puritan-type clothing, and then they disappear as the living approaches them. So here we are at the central burying ground, which it doesn't look like there's a way in. I'm going to leave this device down right here. Can you touch it? Is it alright if we speak with you? We have a way of communication. Can anybody speak with me? I heard somebody say yes. Can you tell me your name?
Can you tell me how you passed?
How many years ago did you pass? Does anybody want to communicate with me? Can you tell me your name?
My name is Lisa. What is yours? How long ago did you pass? How many solos are out with us tonight?
Can you walk towards us?
Please walk towards us.
Is there anybody that's in here that was hung over by the tree? Did you pass away in the Revolutionary War? Is there any soldiers in here? Did you walk this park a lot? A lot of people have claimed to see you. So we're going to walk the commons and see if we see any apparitions walking around dressed in Puritan clothing. So the meter's going off right here.
.39. I never seen it that high. Oh man.
Something's here. We're friendly. Can you just walk forward? Walk towards us?
Look at this thing go crazy. I never even seen it past 7.
My name is Harry. Out here tonight with me is Paul and Lisa. Can you tell me your name? It's going down.
Oh wait, the zero down. Went back to 1 and the 0 again.
People have claimed to see apparitions and they disappear as the living approaches them, so we might have scared off this apparition.
That's what I was thinking.
So the Commons has a lot of bodies buried underneath the ground, so it doesn't surprise me that this meter has gone off as many times as it did.
It's gone off a few times everywhere.
Yeah. So just to think how many bodies are actually buried underneath the soil.
Got to be at least hundreds.
Yeah. Paul, do you hear that?
Yeah.
Sounds like someone screaming. And I could have sworn I heard chains earlier, and people have reported hearing chains. They think it actually belongs to Rachel Wall, that she's dragging her chains still from prison.
It
Sounded like a scream, and it sounded like chains
Yeah.
dragging along the ground.
I thought it sounded like a wolf type of sound.
Hello? So that's weird. It came from over here. Oh yeah, what is this?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like you would ride this through the mines. Right over here is Frog's Pond. It's drained though right now. So we're actually standing right in the middle of Frog's Pond. No, we're not even getting wet either. Wow, a merry-go-round. Right in the middle of this creepy park. Wow, this looks like something out of a horror movie.
That's what I mean.
Kind of brings back memories of my childhood.
I know, I was just thinking the same thing.
I kind of actually want to go on it now.
I know, me too.
So we're heading back over to where the hanging tree was. So just think that years ago, people were brought to this very site to watch the public hangings.
Oh yeah, back there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That must have been a shame, huh? I didn't know we didn't get it.
Yeah, this is where it went off originally, right here in this spot.
That's why I want this one. Oh, yep.
Again?
It's going up. Now it's going back down again.
This spot.
Just hit like 12, I think.
You know what? These branches extend out.
Yeah.
So maybe these apparitions think this is the branch that they were hung on, because this tree wasn't here years ago. The original tree is gone.
Right.
So they must maybe think that they're hanging like from these branches right here. You want to have a conversation with us before we leave? Were you part of the Wampanoag tribe? Is there anything you would like to say? Sound like this said Harry. Help! Help! Help with what?
What can we help you with?
You do realize that you can pass on now. You're in a better place. Is there something preventing you from passing on?
It's going up again. Now it just went back down again.
Spiked again?
Just up to 3 and then it went back down.
Can you walk towards me? Whoa.
It's going up. Now it's going back down.
Something went in front of the camera.
Whoa.
What?
Just hit like 17 in like a second and a half and it went back down. I mean, it fucking skyrocketed. Can you touch this meter? It's not going up again.
Can you tell us your name?
It just went down again. Keeps going up and back down.
Can you walk in front of me? Can you touch one of those green dots? Maybe you could tell me what you were executed for?
Can you touch this device?
So we left the meter and the recorder down over by that tree. If the meter goes off, we'll hear it. So Boston Commons holds a lot of negative energy from all the public executions over by the Great Elm, so it doesn't really surprise me that there was that many lost souls out there trying to communicate with us through our spirit box, but only a couple really stood out to us. Now Paul asked how many spirits are out here with us tonight, and we got an answer that came through on the spirit box that said 6.
How many spirits are out here tonight with us?
So the story of Ann Glover being a witch is somewhat kind of sort of similar to the story of Ann Cobbs, who was also a witch. And when I told Paul that the two stories remind me of each other, we heard a voice come through on the spirit box that said, "It does, seriously." So it's almost as if someone was standing right next to us, listening.
Reminds me of the story of Ann Cobb, actually.
Yeah, it does really.
Now Lisa asked Rachel if she was on the other side with her husband George, and a voice came through on the spirit box that said, "Yep."
Rachel, are you with your husband on the other side?
Are you with George?
Now Lisa asked Rachel if her husband George forced her to be a pirate. Then all of a sudden we heard a scream come through on the spirit box, followed by a voice that said, "Go."
Rachel, did George force you to be a pirate?
Now when I introduced myself as Harry, we heard voices come through on the spirit box that said, "Good, good Harry."
My name is Harry.
Now over by the cemetery, I asked if there was any soldiers buried in there. Then a voice came through that said, "There's 7. Let's check that out.
Is there any soldiers in here?
Now when I reached my hand through the gate of the cemetery holding the spirit box, a friendly voice came through saying, "Come in, my friend," followed by a voice that said, "Lisa." Now need I remind you, Lisa had just introduced herself previously.
My name is Lisa. What is yours?
So we did pick up a cry for help that came through on the spirit box. Then we heard bells ringing in the background. So who knows, I'm thinking that maybe back in the day bells would ring at a certain time, right before a public execution, and maybe it reminded the spirit or a lost soul maybe that they were about to be executed.
Help.
Now I did ask, what were you executed for? And a voice came through on the spirit box that did say pirate. So maybe it was the voice of Rachel Wall, and maybe she was the one that was crying out for help.
Maybe you could tell me what you were executed for?
Now, people have claimed to hear what sounds like chains dragging through the Boston Commons, and they say it's the prison chains belonging to Rachel Wall. And what's strange is, we heard those same sounds.
Paul, do you hear that? It sounded like a scream and it sounded like chains
Yeah,
dragging along the ground.
I thought it sounded like a wolf type of sound.
And we can't forget how many times that meter spiked and went off.
Oh! Meter's going off! Can you make this device go off again? It's spiking. Not that high, but it is spiking. It's right here by this tree.
I never seen it that high. Oh man.
Something's here.
Now in this next scene, it appears as if maybe there was an orb that floated towards the camera. However, now, it could have been the camera's lighting reflecting off a bug, but what's strange is, when Paul was holding the meter, it was spiking at that exact same time. Then the readings went down when this object floated away.
Oh, yep.
Again?
It's going up. Now it's going back down again.
Now when that meter started spiking again, I asked, "Can you walk towards me?" And it appears as if another orb floated towards my camera. Now again, it could have been a bug, however, I never seen a bug float that slow and graceful through the air. And then it floated past my camera and towards Paul. And that's when Paul said the meter started spiking again.
It's going up again. Now it just went back down again.
Can you walk towards me?
Just hit like 17 in like a second and a half and it went back down.
So we're believers that the Boston Commons is definitely haunted. And it's kind of hard to imagine too. I mean, just to think that such a beautiful park like that has such a dark, bloody past.